always start out with my MAC paint pot in soft ochre to prime my lids before I get started with eyeshadow. I'm using the Tarteist Pro palette in the color Classic and Vintage mixed together. And then I'm going in with Colourpop's Belle of the Ball palette. It's a pressed powder palette with 4 colors. I'm starting off with Secrets as my transition color, and I'm using a Moda Pro BMX 430 crease brush. Then I'm going in with Soft Core. It's another medium pink from the palette. Switching brushes to the Morphe M433. It's a really amazing crease brush. Great blending, but also really gets the pigment and the color. Here I'm blending out with the Morphe E27. It's an incredible blending brush. I use it every time I'm trying to blend out a look that I'm doing. Working my way up and moving into Fair Play, the third sort of hot pink matte. Putting it lower in the crease and beginning to move it into the outer corner as well. Also, I would like to apologize for getting my crusty fingers in the way. This is actually my first attempt at a video. They do unfortunately continue to appear throughout the video, but I've tried to edit it out as much as possible. Going back with the Morphe E27 just to blend everything out. So as you can see here, I'm kind of bringing this hot pink into the outer corner and then underneath my eye a bit. This is going to make my job a little bit easier when I'm trying to put some shadow underneath my eye, connecting it together. And we are out here blending again. So now I'm going back into the Tarteist Pro palette and using the color Mod to darken up my outer corner and create a nicer dimension. For further dimension, I'm using the color Drama. It's a bit of a darker maroon brown, leading us out of the reds and a little bit more into the browns. This is Cover FX Shimmer Veil in the color Amethyst. I got it in this month's BoxyCharm, so I'm trying it for the first time. I'm a huge fan of Stila's kind of version of these for your eyes. It really adds a pop. So we'll see if this compares. I'm gonna say that this is pretty sick. I obviously have to blend it out, but so far I am a huge fan of it. And I think they definitely compare to the Stila's, and I have to check on the prices, but I'm gonna assume that they're maybe a little cheaper. We'll see, but definitely a good competitor for sure. I wonder if the other colors kind of hold up in the same way. So we shall see. Super excited about this. You needed a few more coats than I think maybe the Stila version, but I don't know. I don't think that's a huge issue. I think as long as the pigment sort of is buildable, and you can eventually get there. I think it's kind of what matters the most, so. So I always do my eyes first so that I don't run into issues with getting makeup all over my face and then being kind of screwed with my foundation, having to fix stuff. So this is kind of how I operate. I think it makes it more clean too if you can sort of do this afterwards. So now I'm gonna go in with my new, I'm gonna say, it is new Tom Ford, what is it called? Eye defining pen. It comes in two sides. I don't have a fancy camera, so this probably doesn't work. But it comes in two sides. This one's a bit smaller. I like the other one better. It just is easier for me to use, and I think, I don't know, the length is nice, so this is the side I use. Sorry about my stupid fingers messing up the focus again. I promise I will be working on doing better in the future. To use, this is literally my favorite pencil liner ever, because I feel like usually there are issues with wow, did I just get this on my Cover FX again? But anyway, so I use this because a lot of pencil liners like kind of dry up, not dry up, they come off because your eye is so wet, obviously. At least mine is. So I'm trying to use all of these products. So I'll use this guy next. It's Vintage by Jessica Liebskind Smoky Eye Pencil. I think this is probably better when you're trying to kind of smoke out a liner on the upper eye, but I didn't really want to do that. So maybe I'll try this in another video for like my upper eye smoke out type situation. But cool. Alright, next, eyes. I'm not doing falsies today. I actually really like them and I'm kind of new to the game there. But I don't know. I feel like one day people are gonna find out if it's not already a thing. But it's not insanely good for your lashes. I don't think mascara is either. So I usually don't wear it every day, actually. Fun fact about me. So I really like Better Than Sex by Too Faced. It's actually one of my favorites. I should probably get a new one. I think this one's pretty old. And then I also love Benefit's Roller Lash. Also an all-time fave and classic, so I like to mix the two. I think that the Roller Lash is really nice because it kind of, obviously mascara can be super clumpy, and I think that the Roller Lash kind of prevents that clumping from happening, which is really awesome. So now we are going to move on to the face. I'm putting on what I always start off with for primer, which is the Farsali Unicorn Essence. Girl, I need to tweeze my eyebrows. Okay, so recently I also got this from Jeffree Star, I love you. This is the No PoreBlem Primer. I've only used it once actually, and so far I'm pretty obsessed with it, so I'm gonna do it again. My friend turned me on to this Dior foundation, Forever Perfection. I'm in the shade 10, which I think is called Ivory. It's really awesome. I'm new to it. So hopefully you guys like it. So this is my beauty blender. I actually just switched back from using L'Oreal's version of it. I think it's L'Oreal. But I actually think I like the L'Oreal one better. It's more dense. Like this feels, I don't know, a little... You'd think spongier would be a good thing, but I kind of mean it in a bad way. So I think after this guy wears out, I'm going to switch back. But anyway, why don't we get started? My friend who turned me on to this said that 3 coats looks cakey, or 3 squeezes, but I feel like it doesn't really fit my face if I do it any other way, so that's what I do. We're gonna go ahead now and use my favorite concealer. So these brushes came in the BoxyCharm. They're from Crown, and it's called the 3-piece Pro Brush Trio, and they're pretty. So I'm gonna try this one for concealer. I don't know if it's an eye or I think it's a face brush. We'll try. I don't use brushes for my concealer. I think beauty blenders work a lot better. But here goes. So, oh, sorry, this is Chart. Oh my god, shut up. Tarte Shape Tape, which is my all-time favorite. I use the shade Light. So far, this is literally the most of first impressions ever. I don't think this is really gonna do what you want for blending, but I think if you're trying to be really precise about where you're putting things, this could be really helpful. But I think that I'm definitely gonna go in with a beauty blender after, because I feel like it would be the kind of situation where it ends up taking off the product and not really spreading it around well. But again, I don't really know what this is supposed to be used for, so that's only the first of the brushes, so we can see what I think about the others. God, I can still smell the delicious No PoreBlem Primer. I'm here for it. Done. This is a Tarte Unicorn Collection piece of ancient history. I'm kidding. I don't know if they still have it on their site. But, and this is my Clinique. It's almost done, so I have to use this brush to get it. I do have another one, but, like, I use it so frequently that I'm like, alright, I need to save up as much as I can. Now I'm just blending out my contour. This is when my friend actually arrived, so back to the recordings. And you'll notice that I forgot to blend out my nose contour. And now I'm going to go ahead and use the Morphe G0 to put on my powder. So I'm using Cover FX setting powder in translucent light. And you'll see here, this is when I actually notice that I forgot about my nose contour and try to fix it. After I put on my powder, I always like to use the Badescu Rosewater spray. Oh my god, I'm making a lot of creepy faces in this video. So now I'm using the RCMA powder. It's awesome for baking. It is very, very strong. And I'm moving on and using the second of the trio set of brushes from Crown that I received in the BoxyCharm box. This one worked really well for wiping away powder. And then moving on to my bronzer, I'm using Hoola, and then again using the third of the trio brushes. This is the medium size one, just to kind of emphasize my contour. That also worked really well and was pretty nice for blending. Now I'm moving on to another one of the products that I received in the BoxyCharm box. It is the Naked Cosmetics Holographic Highlighter Collection, and it worked really, really nicely. The only thing I'll say is that it is pretty expensive. It is $39.99 US. As you can see, I'm starting to drag it across the bottom and bringing in as well the Colourpop shadows, and then I made a mistake, so Q-tips are your friend. I'm going in with the roller lash on the bottom lashes and then using Marc Jacobs highliners in Blacquer and Pink of Me. And here I'm using the final BoxyCharm product from that month, the Sugar and Lemon Moisturizing Lip Buffer, which I'm keeping on for a bit before I put on my lipstick. So now moving on to the brows, I always use Ka-Brow. I'm in number 4. I start off with that. It's really great. And then I move on to Winky Lux's brow pen and spoolie just to kind of smooth everything out. And then back to the Naked Cosmetics palette in the same color, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush in A23 to do my highlight. I love this brush. It's really, really awesome. And then taking out my Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette in Pink Sands. For blush, I'm using Too Faced's Sweetheart's Perfect Flush Blush. So the lip buffer actually seemed to work really well, and it also tasted really delicious. It retails for $24 US, which is definitely a lot. It also just goes to show how amazing BoxyCharm is that you're getting all of these amazing, wonderful, and expensive products for such a discounted price. Now I'm using Kylie Jenner's Lip Kit in Smile for both my lip liner and matte lip. I really love this color. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love the Kylie formula. I usually put lip gloss over because it's very, very drying, but I think they have some really beautiful colors. To finish the look, I'm using Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. I'm obsessed. I love it. It smells divine. Mine is in the smell rose. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and hope to be putting up some more videos soon. Thanks for watching.